In this lesson, we will explore the ribbon interface and how it's organized. We will walk through each tab and its panels so we can become familiar with how AutoCAD's tools are organized. The ribbon interface contains many times more tools than can be displayed on screen at one time. The ribbon is organized in a hierarchy of tabs, panels, and tools. The tabs run across the top. Each tab brings up a different series of panels which contain the tools. For example, let's go to the Home tab in the Drafting and Annotation workspace and take a look at the Draw panel. Tools can be represented with large or small buttons with or without text. Some tools are on flyout menus like this, while others are hidden in slideouts like this. All tool buttons launch specific commands that can be typed on the command line as an alternative to using the ribbon interface. As the panel title suggests, this panel contains tools used for drawing. The Modify panel allows you to edit existing objects. The Layers panel contains many different layer tools across the top here, and the Layers drop-down, which lists all the layers in the drawing and allows you to select the current layer and toggle layer states on or off to freeze or thaw layers, lock or unlock, or change the color of a layer. The Annotation panel allows you to create single-line or multi-line text. It also contains a number of dimensioning tools in this flyout, leaders, and you can create a table. The Block panel allows you to insert blocks and define them. You can also create a dynamic block in the block editor, or create attributes, which store data in blocks. The Properties panel contains these three drop-down menus, which allow you to assign specific colors, line weights, or line types to objects. The Group panel allows you to create groups and add or subtract objects from groups, or toggle group behavior on or off. The Utilities panel allows you to measure objects in different ways. The Insert tab goes into more detail with blocks, and it gives you larger buttons for some of the same functionality that you saw in the Home tab. Content is often duplicated in the ribbon in this way. The Block Definition panel allows you to create both static and dynamic blocks and define and manage attributes. The Reference panel allows you to attach XREFs or images to drawings. The Point Cloud panel allows you to create a point cloud object from three-dimensional point cloud data. You can import other files into AutoCAD with this button. You can create fields which access AutoCAD's database, or you can link to existing data sources such as an Excel spreadsheet, for example. This button launches the Design Center, where you can access content from other drawings. And here you can search Autodesk Seek to find content that's on the internet. The Annotate tab allows you to create text, both single and multi-line. It has a spell check feature. It allows you to select the current text style from this drop-down. You can find specific text within a drawing, or change the text height. The Dimension panel allows you to create a variety of different dimensions, allows you to select the current dimension style, and it has a series of specific dimensioning commands. The Leaders panel allows you to create multi-leader objects and create additional leaders that go to the same text, or to remove them. The Tables panel allows you to create tables and link to different data sources and so on. The Markup panel allows you to create a wipeout object, which allows you to obscure everything beneath it, or you can create a revision cloud object. The Annotation Scaling panel allows you to create text appropriate to the scale in which you are working. The Layout panel allows you to create new sheets and manage the page setup for each sheet. The Layout Viewports panel is active only in Paperspace, and it allows you to create viewports. You can also create two-dimensional projections of 3D models with these panels. Here you can edit the styles associated with sections and details. The Parametric panel allows you to manage geometric and dimensional constraints, which are different than dimensions. Dimensional constraints allow you to limit the way objects can be stretched or scaled based on specific measurements or formulas tied to other dimensional constraints. The View tab contains panels related to both 2D and 3D navigation. Here's the Zoom flyout, the Orbit flyout, and of course the Pan tool. The Views panel allows you to switch to a series of preset views, and use the View Manager to manage camera views, for example. The Visual Styles panel allows you to select from a series of visual styles that allow you to control the way three-dimensional objects are represented. The Model Viewports panel is where you can choose how many viewports you want to have on screen. Right now we're looking at a single viewport, but it's possible to have multiple viewports, and this is helpful when you're doing 3D modeling. The Palettes panel can be used to open specific palettes, such as the Properties palette or the Tool palettes. You can click them again to toggle them off. You can use this control to switch between open windows. Here we can use the User Interface flyout menu to control whether the view cube is displayed, or the navigation bar, Show Motion, which is located down here, can be displayed. Let's turn that off. And the text window. This is a history of what's happening on the command line. The Toolbars flyout gives you access to all the toolbars that you might find in the AutoCAD Classic workspace. We can open them here in this workspace if we want. The Manage tab contains panels for recording action macros. You can customize AutoCAD here by changing the command aliases, for example, or by customizing the user interface. You can also access applications that are written in Visual Basic, Visual Lisp, or in VBA. And here we have a CAD Standards panel, which allows you to translate layers from one layer standard to another. The Output tab allows you to plot a drawing, plot a series of drawings in a batch, look at the preview, so what you see is what you get, or even manage the plotters, where you can configure the plotter drivers. Here you can export drawings to other formats, so that people that don't use AutoCAD can view them. The Plugins tab allows you to explore content on the internet and on your local area network, and to edit 3D models made in Autodesk Inventor. The Online tab allows you to store your documents in the cloud, or share and collaborate. And finally, the Express Tools tab is a grab bag of different helpful tools that have been around in AutoCAD for many years. These tools were designed to solve specific problems, such as creating text aligned on an arc, for example. You now have a general familiarity how content is organized on the ribbon and have a better idea of where to find particular types of commands.